Super Dark Deception Chapter 2 is finally coming, and it's real this time. After almost 2 years of no new chapters and countless delays, we got the release date and the final trailer, which reveals a lot, much more than you think. So in this video, I'll be doing a deep dive on absolutely everything that's revealed in this trailer and what exactly it means for Chapter 2. So stay tuned if you want to know everything this trailer reveals and how it can help you better prepare for Super Dark Deception Chapter 2. We'll start off with Crazy Carnival. A lot of new content was revealed for Crazy Carnival, even this scene at the start where a cage falls onto Doug. We don't see it in Dark Deception, but here we can see just how terrified this part made Doug, which I think is a pretty cool detail. Then we get our first look at the part in Zone 1 where Doug goes down that weird slide. Nothing's really changed, but that's a good thing, because we can see how this part very accurately translates into 2D, which is pretty interesting since something that made the original scene so good was its point of view experience. Anyways, do you remember that part where we're riding into Zone 2 and there's 6 clown Goliaths waving at us? Well, in Super Dark Deception Chapter 2 there appears to be 8 of them. That's 2 extra clown Goliaths existing in Crazy Carnival. Now before this freaks you out, we don't know if this will affect the boss fight. Only 4 clown Goliaths were in the boss fight even though there were 6 of them shown on the ride. So whether we will get any extra clowns in the boss fight of this level is still a mystery for now. There's only 2 more clips shown for Crazy Carnival. One of them doesn't have much to go over, it's just the ring altars sequence with nothing new, but the other one shows us the biggest change to Crazy Carnival so far, the clown spider in Zone 2. We've already known that these were coming and we've even seen them in this very old remake teaser in the boss fight, but they're huge here, and if you look closely, it looks like they have a pretty high chance of being faster than the clown gremlins. We know that the clown gremlins roam in groups, but there's only one spider here, so hopefully they aren't that much more difficult than the clown gremlins. My guesses are that there's either one clown spider for every gremlin group, or occasionally a clown spider shows up either randomly, every few minutes or so, or when something happens. Now we can talk about Torment Therapy. There might not be as much new content as Crazy Carnival got, but there's still some pretty cool stuff. The first one is a new look at the Reaper Nurse Pill attack, which stuns us. The purple effect when it disappears looks cool, but what's also cool is our new look at the Matron fight, specifically the hardest attack where she breaks 2 ambulances in a row. But in the background we can see the needle that Doug uses to fight off the Reaper nurses. The needle seems to be clear in Dark Deception, but this time it's full of red stuff, presumably blood. The same thing can't be said for this Reaper nurse's needle, but we could guess that this is just to make Doug's weapon look cooler and different, but there being a lore reason why Doug's needle is full of blood isn't impossible, but we will see. The last thing shown in Torment Therapy is the escape sequence part where Doug fights off a few Reaper nurses. There isn't anything new here, but the sprite work looks cool and, like we saw before, adds more personality to Doug we didn't see in Dark Deception. Mascot Mayhem has the most interesting stuff shown in this trailer. For starters, when we see the Zone 1 clip, we can see a clear view of the floating Luckies that drop bombs. This is a detail most people gloss over when playing Dark Deception since you probably aren't looking up since there's no reason to since the soul shards are on the ground. Even I thought the bombs were just dropping from the sky when I first played, but here we can see them more clearly and it looks like they're chasing us. I don't exactly know if they're chasing us in Dark Deception, but it definitely looks like they are here. Then later on we can see the part where Doug electrocutes the Joy gang members. Again, there isn't really much to say about this one since it's pretty much exactly the same as Dark Deception, except for the fact that in Dark Deceptions they are their nightmare versions as they're being electrocuted, but they are their normal versions here. So we will see the nightmare version sprite after this cutscene is over since there was an old screenshot of it last year, which is overall such a small detail, but that's what we're here to find. But what isn't a small detail is this new appearance of Joykill in the second boss fight. We may have seen Burnt Joykill already, but this is the full version and honestly, so far it looks creepier than the 3D version. But we will have to see the full version of 3D Burnt Joykill in action to judge that properly. And finally, the most interesting reveal in this entire trailer. A brand new, never seen before Mascot Mayhem cutscene. It was this one. So it looks like Joykill had uppercut the bridge and is very angry. It's all very mysterious since it's brand new, but after thinking about this for a long time, I think I figured out what exactly happens here. So when we compare this side view sprite to a side facing normal Joykill and a side facing burnt Joykill, this is very clearly burnt Joykill. You can see it in the body. So the fact that it's coming up from the ground, despite it only being lava, really only means that this is showing us how Joykill survives the lava after the first fight and will chase us. But what about the iconic scene where they break through the wall for their second fight? Well, I think Joykill will only chase us up until the elevator at the very end of the floor, so we will still get that cutscene and be chased by burnt Joykill between both fights. And the last thing that I'll put here, since it is part of Mascot Mayhem, is the new look at the dream sequence. It still looks the same as we saw in this old screenshot, but there's something that's changed that stands out to me. The background looks to be a different layer to the bridge, which makes walking along the bridge feel more realistic, but it's zoomed all the way up to here and there's this extra thing. I can't quite make out what this is, but if you can, then let me know what you think it is in the comments. The last level in Super Dark Deception Chapter 2 is Barely Buried. Sadly, this trailer doesn't give us that many glimpses into this level, but it still gives us some interesting stuff. Like the first boss fight, which is still exactly like it is in Dark Deception, just in 2D now, and the second boss fight, where we can see the terrifying spiky ball form she does. And it seems to be just as fast and terrifying as we all remember it to be, which is great. But this is all that's shown for Barely Buried, so let's move on. That's all there is to go over for the new levels in Chapter 2. Keep in mind though that while we are going to see Enhanced Plus changes in Super Dark Deception first, we're not going to see all of them, and not everything new in Super Dark Deception is going to be in Enhanced Plus. So not everything here will be in Dark Deception and might be exclusive to Super Dark Deception. Anyways, a large part of Chapter 2 is the 4 minigames that are accessible through the archive room. We get a glimpse into all of these minigames in this trailer, but it is mostly things we've seen before since it did get its own trailer after all. But what we haven't seen before is the new playable characters. After Crazy Carnival and Torment Therapy, we can play the main monster or their nightmare version, as usual. After Mascot Mayhem, we will be able to play as any of the Joy Joy gang members or their nightmare versions as well. And after Barely Buried, we can play as either normal or Nightmare Mama Bear or just normal Trigger Teddy. It doesn't look like the Nightmare Trigger Teddy is playable. And that's all for this trailer, because after that last scene, there's no release date. But no need to worry, because the release date was confirmed shortly after the trailer came out for June 12th, which is next week. I will be doing videos going over things in Super Dark Deception Chapter 2, so if you like this video and you're interested in that, or interested in more Dark Deception videos, make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned to my channel.